Hey guys, welcome to today's video. I hope you're doing well. So I'm going to get started by throwing just a simple cylinder form. This is not sped up, so here we go. Getting started, I'm just preparing my surface for throwing, and that is just a square bat system that I really like. It's called Bleecker Station, and you can get it on Amazon. Now I have some really nicely wedged B-mix clay here. You want to keep in mind whenever you're throwing that you want to have good form. So good form consists of just tucking in your elbows and making sure your hands aren't rocking around. If you do not stabilize your elbows into your thighs, you will not be able to center, which is what I'm doing right now. I'm working on centering and just coning up and coning down. That's one of the steps in the pottery process, just to ensure that your clay doesn't have any air bubbles. Air bubbles can be very damaging to your piece when you fire it in the kiln, because air bubbles can cause the piece to explode, actually. So the little air pockets can, when they're fired, can explode in the kiln. Right now I am just pressing the clay down and compacting it to prepare it for pulling up. So whenever we're pulling up in the pottery process, we just want to make sure we have a really good prepped piece of clay. We always want to make sure we're centered before we pull up the walls. If you aren't centered, when you pull up your walls won't be able to withstand the pulling up process. They will typically ripple and just completely fall apart. So you want to make sure that you are completely centered before you start pulling up the walls. So right now that's what I'm doing, and I just want to make sure once again that I'm not moving around very much, and I have stable hand placement, which just consists of tucking my elbows into my core and making sure that my hands are connected when I'm pulling up the walls. Now, if you want to make a true to form cylinder, you don't want to pull outwards away from you. You want to make sure that you're pulling the walls up and towards the center, sort of like a volcano shape. You want to pull the walls into the middle of the wheel instead of away from the wheel. If you pull the walls away from the wheel, you will make a bowl shape or like a larger protruding base shape. So you just want to keep that in mind when you're throwing. Also, what I'm doing here is pulling up the clay from the very bottom and transferring it to the top. That is how you pull walls high, which is just a transfer of clay from the very base of the wheel and pulling that clay up. So pulling up or making walls in pottery took me the longest to learn. I don't know why. I think it was just I didn't know how to grab the clay and transfer it upwards. And I also didn't know how to place my hands. And I also wasn't very steady. And my finger grips just weren't very strong. So it was kind of a, it was a lot of factors there. So I'm using this wooden rip here just to kind of make the shape just a little bit more narrow and tall. And I'm just getting that excess slip off of the clay. So slip is just like clay water residue. Slip is just clay water residue that sits on the mug, and most potters remove it with a rib before they're finished throwing. It does also make glazed application a lot more seamless, and also if you're choosing to carve a vessel, getting that excess slip off really helps just make the carved vessel a little bit more, I guess, soft to the touch, if you will. So I'm also just removing excess clay at the bottom. The excess clay on the bottom is called a clay skirt. That's just when the clay transfers to the base of the wheel and has that little extra part at the bottom. I'm just using a few different tools to kind of clean that up. I like to do this before taking it off of the wheel. I find that when I do this, it just makes the trimming process a lot easier because the bulk of that clay is already pretty much removed. So now I'm just making sure that I like the piece and I don't want to add any other adjustments or changes to it. And the good thing about this bat system is I can just remove this square. So I'm just kind of removing the square center insert, and then I can start completely over without having to reuse another bat. Bye guys, thanks for watching.